Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 23 of the Local to Global, here with the Canadian Wrestling Coalition. Now, if you watched the last episode, quite a bit happened. Quite a bit. We managed to sign a former SWF worker, who is, I would say, a pretty incredible pickup. However, over the first, two appearances that he's made, it's been a bit I don't want to say disappointing because it's not really the right word to use, but he's just been a little bit lackluster. And that is for a couple of reasons. The first one being he's got ring rust, which is I'm pretty sure it's a new feature for people in TEW 2020. So workers that have not wrestled in a while, they get ring rust, and I'm not 100% sure how long it takes for that to go away. Anyway, this is the man I'm talking about. We've got Angry Gilmore here, the 44-year-old white Canadian male wrestler. And as you can see, I just looked at his stats a second ago. He's pretty incredible. He really is. I know his age is a big issue, but you look at his psychology basics, really good technical ability, pretty good brawling, and I guess somewhat decent flashiness in the ring there. But then you look at his performance skills down here as well. 85 charisma, 84 microphone, 82 acting, and 75 star quality there as well. He's also a stalwart personality, and as you can see, passes on knowledge. So he's also going to potentially be a mentor to hopefully a couple of our younger guys on our roster, which I think would be pretty massive because he is that good, and he does have that 92 psychology as well, which could be passed on. So I think he, on the last show of last episode, his tag team, he actually got a pinfall victory over Davis Wayne Newton. So there's going to be some repercussions for that. But I think if we get into our first show here, we're probably going to get straight into a world title match for Davis. And we're going to actually give that opportunity back to Goldstein. Of course, we haven't really used Aussie Goldstein too much. He was supposed to have a world title match at the big pay-per-view at the end of the month. But unfortunately, he was, of course, with ACPW. And I should have known that. I did know that, to be fair. For some reason, I just kind of hoped that he wouldn't be there. Bit silly, but yeah. So we just decided to go with that tag team match, where Gilmore teamed up with Chamberlain, and Davis Wayne Newton teamed up with our boy James Diaz. We also made $181,000 in that last month on the last episode. Pretty incredible. Yeah, the money is rolling in now. We really don't have to worry about money, I would say, at this point. So yeah, Malik Chamberlain going to be missing tonight, but that's perfectly fine. It's going to be working for Pittsburgh Steel. And we got Wrestlers Court here with Angry Gilmore being the judge. And we got another small positive impact for our referee there. Might be worth actually looking at getting a color commentator this episode. I think that'd be a pretty decent thing for us to do. Another thing we should do is some meddling, because we've got some more issues. Now, I also signed this guy, Akinori Kwakwami, I guess, is the way to say his last name. And Akinori managed to get an injury straight away. So I'm not really too sure what we do with him. He is 41 years old. He's very good as well. It's a bit of a lesser extent, for him. But he's also old. And that injury, I think, was about for... so it was only for 2 months, but... yeah, injuries at that age are really bad, and now he has morale issues and he has tension with Charlie Corner there, so a little bit scary, I would say. Anyway, what I am going to do here, we're going to go for Cinna and Ray Cavallaro. I do really see both these guys being pretty integral members of our roster, and especially the tag team division there as well. So I want to get rid of those morale issues. Anyway, let's book our main event. So it is going to be Goldstein taking on Newton for the World Championship. They do have negative chemistry, but that's perfectly fine. Hopefully, yeah, there's no penalty there for repetitive booking, which is perfect. And yeah, I mean, I would love to give Aussie Goldstein another title reign, but at this stage, I just don't think we can do it. To be honest, not until we can, I guess until we're medium, and we actually are able to offer him a written contract. For a guy like him, I'd probably only go maybe like a 2 or 3 year written deal, because of his age. Similar thing for Davis, actually, because Davis is getting pretty old now. If I jump into the roster here, where are we? Davis. He's 35 years old, so he's probably only got about 3, maybe 4 years left before he's in that time decline. So we got to be really careful. We've got to be really careful, especially with the length of our more senior workers on our roster, because we're going to try and give most of them written contracts. So yeah, Goldstein as well. He's 36, so he's actually a year older than Davis. So like I said, we'll probably give him a 3-year deal maximum, and then we'll sort of reassess after those 3 years. But if we're going to talk about other guys, Osono will be getting a 10-year deal. Diaz will be getting a 10-year deal. Who else? Of course, Gonzalez will get a 10-year deal, maybe along with Luis and Ray Cavallaro as well. Apart from that, though, I don't really think anyone else kind of needs one, apart from maybe Jack Pride, who has been a really forgotten member of our roster recently. So let's actually give him a match. Let's go for our not a team tag team, and they can take on. Maybe we'll go Los Hermanos 2. Just to get them onto the show as well. They need a lot of work, especially Frost. We'll give Jack Pride a victory there. Like I said, we really haven't used him too much, and he's definitely one of my favorite guys in the C-verse. Let's go singles, and then I think I want to use Blue Dragon. I really like the look of this guy. Yeah, I mean, he's been around since 2017, so I almost feel like I should have signed him earlier. Because I do quite like him. And I think he'll take on... I think Americana is back now, isn't he? What I would really love is for Americana to take him under his wing as a protege. That'd be decent. Anyway, it's going to be a nice little victory there. We'll then go another tag team match. And let's go with Feel Good Inc. and they can take on, I guess, Doomsday. We can we've done this match many times now, I think, throughout the couple of years we've been in the game. But again, we're trying to get Feel Good Inc. We want to push them up just a little bit, because they will probably, I don't want to say they're going to be our next tag team champions, but they're very much in the hunt, along with the Rock City Stars, I would say. Alright, so let's do 2 more singles matches. Let's go for Gilmore, and I guess he can just have a bit of a jobber match. Maybe Jay Silver. Not exactly, not a jobber match. I mean, I wouldn't say Jay Silver's a jobber, but he's definitely like an enhancement talent at the moment, which I guess you would say is a jobber. Anyway, he's going to get 12 minutes with Angry Gilmore, so you would have to be pretty happy to have that much amount of time with a legend like Gilmore. So we're going to start the show off with Angry Gilmore. And he's actually going to cut a promo onto Davis. I think we'll keep Davis off screen for this one. I kind of just want to see how well Gilmore is going to do by himself without a script. Ideally, he should be working pretty well without a script. Alright, so up next, I guess let's do the main event angle. So we'll chuck both of our competitors for that one. We'll script both of them as well, I think. Just, we want to be a little bit careful, because we all know Davis can sometimes struggle without a script. I know Goldstein's pretty good, but We don't want Davis bringing that angle down, even though it would still be really good, but yeah. Okay, up next, I think we'll just go, I mean, can I give Americana an angle by himself? 23 popularity. Let's have a look. Maybe we'll give him 6 minutes. Let's have a look at 8 first. Our problem, yeah, being used far too much. Okay, I think we'll scrap this one. And instead, let's go with... Yeah, we'll go with an angle there for Zippy Deverill and Gary Walker. Instead, so that'll be decent. As always, I mean, we know how good Feel Good Inc. are on the microphone. We also need Art Reed to do some road agency. So that'll go there. I mean, I think everything else is fine. We could maybe give an angle to these two, but actually let's give an angle to the other boys. Actually, we might not be able to do that as well. I mean, Ray's got the popularity, but I definitely think Louise Frost does not. I think what I might do is we might try and hire some local workers just to come in for Los Hermanos to beat, because I want to get Louise Frost up to about 30 popularity, just so we can actually have him in angles and matches on the same card. Anyway, that's a good enough show. Let's run that. And we start off with a very, very solid and strong angle there. We get an 81 rated promo from Angry Gilmore. And of course, he's cutting his promo onto Davis Wayne Newton and basically saying that he has a pinfall victory over the world champion and he feels like he deserves an opportunity. And he doesn't care if it's going to be against Davis or it's going to be against Aussie Goldstein, as he knows he's, he knows Newton has some work to do in the main event tonight. And yeah, just says he wants to face the winner, basically. 81's very good, but I mean, we shouldn't really expect any different from Gilmore. We then go into his match, which gets a 48 rating there, where we have Angry Gilmore defeating Jay Silver in 11:42 by pinfall with an anger management. I just noticed Gilmore's getting a lot better at his gimmick as well, which hopefully... Let's have a look at the dirt sheet as well. I want to see if he's still being penalized. Yeah, he's still being penalized. Now being penalized for stamina as well. And that's only a 12-minute match. That's not good. And still being penalized there for being rusty. I wonder if that's ever going to go away. I have absolutely no idea. Anyway, doesn't really matter too much, I guess. We know he's really old, but I was kind of hoping that that would kind of go away and we'd have one less penalty to sort of worry about. Anyway, we then go into a 66 rated angle from Feel Good Inc., leading into their tag team match against their, I would say, low-level rivals, being Doomsday Generation. Their match together gets a 48 rating, where we have Feel Good Inc. defeating Doomsday Generation in 11:34 when Gary Walker pinned Original Cinna with a lip service. And yeah, Gary head and shoulders above everybody else, and as you'd expect, Cinna still being the weak link pretty much in every match that he has. Lester, though, getting a 41 in-ring. Lester is he's definitely doing some work. It's been, I guess, we're always focusing onto Cinna, purely for the fact that he's quite bad. But I'm kind of overlooking Lester a little bit, because he's actually not too bad. I guess it's a good thing we kind of put them together. Alright, we then go into a 38 rated match where we have Americana defeating Blue Dragon in 12:22 by pinfall with a Freedom Splash. Yeah, it's just a little victory there for Americana. Of course, he suffered that injury, and we're still trying to bring him back and build up his momentum and his popularity. Alright, we then go into a 56 rated tag team match. Very, very decent. And we do have Not a Team defeating Los Hermanos 2 in 11:47 when Primetime Jack Pride pinned Luis Frost with a pride fall. And yeah, Diaz carrying the match, and Frost being the weak link. And interestingly enough, we actually had 3 people, Diaz, Frost, and Cavallaro. All 3 were really off their game, which is pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Anyway, it's still a really good match. I mean, without those penalties, it could have been even higher. So we'll take it. We'll take it. We then go into a 67 rated match here. Angle, sorry, where we have Davis Wayne Newton and Aussie Goldstein. And basically Davis is saying, you know, you finally showed up to claim your title shot. Too bad. It's going to be another disappointing night for you. You should have just stayed home. Or I guess he might have thrown in a little jab towards ACPW there as well. But yeah, the main event does what it's, you know, expected to do. We get a 70 rated main event here, where we have Davis Wayne Newton defeating Aussie Goldstein in 1939 by submission with an STF, and Davis Wayne Newton making defense number 5 of the CWC World title. Again, these two, we've known for a long time they have negative chemistry, but as you can see, they still pull out, you know, high quality matches together. And that's why we keep doing it. So there we go. The rivalry continues, and Davis manages to retain his title there as well. Overall show rating of a 67 here, which is, it might be our highest ever. I think we got a 67 before as well. That might be tied for our highest ever show. Yeah, that was championship bout. As far as workers to praise, who do I need to praise? That's a good question. Now, I think we'll praise Ray. I think we need to praise Ozzie. I think Ozzie does have morale issues. Ozzie. Yep, there we go. And I'm not sure if it's Cinna or Lester, but I think one of those two. Let's just go with Cinna. I think it might be Cinna. Anyway, Cinna's actually pleased, so I'm assuming if he does have morale issues, it'll probably, hopefully it'll be gone. Now that we praised him. Alrighty, so let's have a look. Viewing figures, almost 109,000 viewers there for championship bout. That's actually, it's getting up there. It's even going higher than I kind of thought it was. Who's this guy? Jimmy Chipolata. He's very, very good. Let's chuck him on the shortlist. How long does he have in his contract? 2 years. That's alright, that's a pretty long amount of time. I really like the look of him though. He's very solid. Alright, so let's do what I said I wanted to do. Let's get a color commentator. We don't have to go too high with it either. And what I mean by that is we don't have to go too ridiculous. We don't have to go for the most expensive. But it would be nice, I guess, to get someone with at least 60. I think that'd be a decent place to start. And of course, we do want to keep a little close eye on how much, you know, they're going to cost us, because we're in a really good financial situation. But once we go up to medium size, you know, that could potentially change very quickly. I guess the other thing is we're not going to be able to see their actual stats. We have to look at them one by one. So Alex Braun was 73. Got a 69 there for Briggs. Weston with a 68. Cue Ball Lynch. How much is he? He's only 400 with a 69. Not too bad. I mean, Kurt Demerit, he would be good to get in, but I mean, he's with RAPW, so he's probably going to get signed up to a proper, you know, developmental deal, I would say. All right, we got Carville, who's got a 70. Is he 400? So Carville's actually looking like the best choice or the best value for money at the moment. Duke Hazard with a 68, who's actually, ooh, he might be the best, actually. He's got a 68 color commentary skill with 300 expected cost. Really not too bad. 71 there for 4th Dyke Hume. He's better than, who was it? Was it Braun? I think it was Braun. Now, Ernie Turner probably has the best color commentary that is actually available, I would assume. I mean, Zeus Maximilian's down there. Is he still wrestling? Yeah, he's still wrestling. I mean, I kind of want to I wanted to bring him in as well, remember? He's going to be 1,400 per show. The only thing with him is his popularity is a little bit lower than Gilmore. But I would say he's equally as good. Maybe we bring in Zeus Maximilian sometime in the near future. Maybe not this episode, because I just kind of want to get a color commentator first. I mean, we got Face Nelson, who also works for ACPW, so that's kind of out the door there. Farrah's a little bit expensive. We got Fox Mask. Yeah, but he's not going to be good enough. Ooh, Grace Harper. 270 per show, and she's got 72. All right, at the moment, Grace Harper is definitely in the lead. Herb Stanley, 64. Honest Frank. He also works for ACPW. Too expensive there. We got Johnny Bloodstone, who's only got 63. Would make a relatively good road agent there. Luther Judge, not good enough. We got Max Smith, the Aussie, but he's going to be 400, so I'd rather go with what's her name, Grace. I had to literally look over and have a look at her name there. Who's this? Smooth as Sea. Did he used to work for FCW? RIPW. Okay. Interesting. I don't really remember him working for them. Anyway. Yeah, I think we're probably just going to go with Grace here. I mean, she's got the best for by far the cheapest, so the best stats for the cheapest price. And I would say it would be relatively good to have a woman in our announcing booth. Yeah, so let's go Grace Harper. Also pretty good on the mic. So, yeah. 270 per show. That seems like a bargain. We can actually get it a bit cheaper as well, potentially. So let's go 180. I mean, obviously she's not going to sign for 180, but we'll increase it a little bit by little bit. And we'll get her to her limit. So she wants 240. Okay, so we'll save an extra 30 bucks there. That's not too bad. But there we go, Grace Harper, 72 color commentary, which I think is, it's relatively good. Reset that for a second. Okay. So we'll get her in. I think that actually will look pretty good with our announcing team. As you can see, Lee Bambino, 74, so he's very close to the 72 that Grace is going to bring in. And all round, I think that's a pretty decent, at least for the step up to medium. That's a pretty decent announcing team. I think we'll probably get Ernie Turner. But I think, isn't Ernie like the owner or the booker or something for New York City? I think he is. That could become a bit of a problem. Either way, it doesn't really matter too much. We're going to just play it by ear, I guess. If we can get Turner, we'll get Turner. And if not, we'll just, I guess, wait out for one of the big boys to wait for one of their contracts to start running out, and we'll try and sign them, or at least we'll go into a bit of a bidding war with them. All right, so this hopefully will be Grace's contract. There we go. Just chuck her straight into the announce booth. We could have put Robinson in there, I guess, but again, he's our road agent, so that wouldn't really make too much sense there. All right, so we do have zero experience between them, but I mean, we're putting on 4 shows per month at the moment, so that'll get up to low pretty quick. I mean, this guy's got a really good star quality. Really good star quality, really good stamina there as well. I mean, some really good Japanese workers. I mean, is that any surprise? Not really. I should probably check our size as well. I don't exactly remember what it was after the last episode. I think it was... Let me have a look. We can actually check and see if it went up in size, but I don't think it did. It did? Really? Yeah, we went up to 52 there. What about in Quebec? Yeah, we actually went up 1 point in every region, I think. No, except for... Yeah, I guess we didn't. We did in Alberta, Saskatchewan, but not British Columbia or the Maritimes. That's fine. We're only 7 points away in Ontario and 6 for Quebec or Manitoba. So, I mean, what do we got? We've got a decision here. Pay rise request from Aussie Goldstein. Okay, so he was on 700. He now wants to be on just over 1,000. We'll give him 75. Yeah, I mean, it's 75. It is what it is. Kind of want to get rid of this guy. I feel really bad, and he's so cheap as well. He's only $30 per show, and $30 for a guy like that. It's just the morale issues. It's just a problem. It's a problem all round. Anyway, we'll keep him here, I guess. We'll see what happens. I mean, if things don't, start to get better, we'll probably just release him. Because there is a lot of other good Japanese talent out there that we can probably bring in for a similar sort of, fee per show. So I guess that might be a better approach. We just, let him go and go looking for someone else. Anyway, Malik Chamberlain has an IPW offer. But I'm guessing that doesn't matter. Because it doesn't seem to be in his negotiations. Which is interesting. That's very strange. Okay, anyway, I guess we won't worry about it too much. Yeah. Not gonna worry about it too much. Let's just get into the next show. Don't really know what I'm gonna do for the main event here, but sure I'll figure it out relatively quick. I think I want to just go for another tag team main event. I want to try and get our boy Gilmore up to scratch and hopefully get rid of that ring rust. I guess let's go for Kwakwami and let's go for Charlie Corner, who was the botcher that caused that injury in the first place. We're expecting over 4,200 fans for this show. I think our last one was 3,600, so again, that's a pretty big increase, I would have to say. That's an extra, what? Nearly 600 fans, probably? And we're going to be in Mississauga. $7,000 estimated cost. Hopefully we're going to make a lot more than that. Anyway, let's go, like I said, let's go for another tag team main event. Let's go Young and Wasted, and I want them to take on... Yeah, Gilmore and maybe Goldstein can team up. I do kind of see them both as heels, so I feel like it would almost kind of work. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. And of course, Young and Wasted, you know, they're a really good up-and-comers. Really strong, solid tag team as well. Actually, I think we'll give the victory to Goldstein. I think he needs it a little bit more. Can we call it? No, we cannot. Yeah, their psychology is really bad. Didn't think their psychology was that bad. Interesting. Alright, so it's also going to be our first show there with our color commentator, Grace. So I'm looking forward to that as well. For this next match, let's go for... I think what we want to do, let's go for Gonzalez. And I think I want to go for Gary Walker. And I want to have an upset victory here. For our boy Gary. And there's going to be a little bit of shenanigans during the match. Let's have a botched interference on Gonzalez by... I guess we'll go Ray, of course, his tag team partner. So there we go. That'll be an interesting match, for sure. Next one, let's go the Rock City Stars taking on Collateral Damage. I think Rock and Ryan Turner still has morale issues as well. Make that the storytelling match there as well. Got to have that storytelling match. Up next, we'll go with... Almost want to go with another tag team match. So I think we will. Let's get out of that. Go another tag team. And I want to have Americana and Blue Dragon together. Just to see if they have that chemistry. If they have negative chemistry, we won't add them together as a team. But if they have not... I guess if they don't have any negative chemistry, we'll probably put them together as a tag team. Because I think, you know, they can really... Well, I think Americana can really help out Blue Dragon. And I guess they can take on Robin Newman and... Where is he? Bowden Snoop. There we go. Give Americana a victory there as well. Again, like I said, we're just trying to continue his momentum. And then I guess for our last match, let's go Pepper Pelton. And he can take on... I don't want to go Davis, but I don't think that's really necessary. Let's go Louise Frost. Yeah. And what we'll do in this one, it's going to be a bad match, I think. It's going to be a really bad match. But that's fine, because we'll have an interference onto Pepper by Ray. The Ray's essentially helping, you know, essentially helping out his two tag team partners. His stable members for Brothers for Life. Alright, so let's do angles. I don't think we need an angle for this one, so let's work the crowd. Then I think we'll go with a... Let's go Rock City Stars. So Rock and Ryan Turner and Stan Manor. Both on entertainment. I don't think we need to... Yeah, I don't think we need to script them. I think they should be fine. So we'll chuck that one there. I then want a... Let's go for Gabriella and Marco. They can just be together. Because that makes sense, of course. Also wanted to advance their storyline, just in case it doesn't, which it will, but yeah. So that'll go there before their match. And then finally, let's go for Goldstein and Angry Gilmore. And our boy Ozzie. There we go. I don't think we need to script either of them, to be honest. I think they should be good. And of course, that's just going to be them getting on the same page prior to their main event tag team match. Alright, it's a big test there for Young and Wasted. Hopefully they can hang in the ring with our main eventers, with our major stars. Anyway, let's run the show. We start off with a 35 rated tag team match, where we have Americana and Blue Dragon defeating Robin Newman and Bowden Snoop in 12-19, when Americana pinned Robin with a Freedom Splash. And yeah, we got Grace debuting her fabulous heel gimmick, getting an initial rating of great. We also had Americana really off his game, which is unfortunate. No positives there for Grace, but that's fine. It's an okay match. It's not the best, but it's not too bad. There's some pretty similar in-ring performances there as well. Okay. We then move into a really bad match. I knew this one, I probably should have put him in the ring with someone a little bit better than Pepper. Yeah, we get a 20 rated match. We have Louise Frost defeating Pepper Pelton in 12-26 by submission with a Magic Crab. And then during the match, we also had Ray Cavallaro run in and attack Pelton. So yeah, both the guys really off their games, both Louise and Pepper. And then there was also a lack of flow being noticeable in the middle of the match. And it cooled the crowd. There we go. Even though we don't need to cool the crowd for these length of shows, but yeah, these boys, they managed to do it. Anyway, moving on to a 58 rated tag team angle for the Rock City Stars. Because like I said, they're really up there in the running for the number one contendership at the moment. It's either between them or Feel Good Inc. I'm kind of leaning towards Feel Good Inc. though at the moment, as you can tell by the other match on the show tonight. Their tag team match gets a 44 rating, where we have the Rock City Stars defeating Collateral Damage in 11-36 when Stan Manor pinned Chip Martin with a rock and roller. And then yeah, Leo Caddy was the weak link in the match, as we would expect, because he's absolutely dreadful. Anyway, it's a pretty good match. We'll just move on. It's just another win there for the Rock City Stars. Okay, not a great angle here. But yeah, unfortunately, we only get a 35 for Gabriela Ortega hyping up her client, Marco Gonzalez. As you can see, she struggled going off script, so we'll put it down to that. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll script her from now on and give her some proper dialogue that she can follow. Might be a little bit more beneficial. Either way, I kind of imagine Gabriela as like a Zelina Vega, and yeah, she can speak pretty well. So there we go. Unfortunately, on this occasion, she didn't do too well, but she can definitely do better. So yeah, moving on to his match, which gets a 52 rating. Very decent. And we have Gary Walker defeating Marco Gonzalez in 12-23 by pinfall with a pants pull sunset flip. And during the match, we also had Ray Cavallaro accidentally hit Marco Gonzalez, his tag team, one half of his tag team championship partnership. So yeah, Los Hermanos 3. A little bit of inconsistency with their maybe communication and their in-ring shenanigans they tried to pull in this match. Anyway, still really good. Very happy. Maybe it could have been a little bit higher considering their in-ring performances, but I would say that's probably about bang average, really, for what they, have performed. So there we go. We then go into a 64 rated angle, where we have tag team partners again, Angry Gilmore and Aussie Goldstein. Basically, the way I figured this angle would go is Gilmore is obviously, he doesn't really care too much about tag team matches. He just wants to win the gold. He wants to win the world title. Goldstein, he's coming off a loss against Davis, and I think he, in his own mind, tries to speak to Gilmore, says that he wants to, be on the same page as him so they can get a win tonight. Gilmore just kind of shrugs it off and says, whatever, like, don't really need you, don't really need to focus, my big match will be coming, and that is the one that we need to, that he needs to have all of his focus on. But as you can see, Gilmore looked good out there, improvising well, and unfortunately Goldstein struggled going off script. So yeah, kind of backfired a little bit, still a 64. Really good for a pre-main event angle. The main event, however, did not do too well. We get a 59, which is quite a bit lower than I kind of expected. I was hoping for mid-60s out of this one. Yeah. I mean, Gilmore, I think his performances are going up a little bit. He's up to a 54. I think he was in the late 40s on the last episode, so hopefully that ring rust is starting to wear off. But yeah, Angry Gilmore and Aussie Goldstein defeating Young and Wasted in 20 minutes and 6 seconds. When we had Aussie Goldstein pin Taylor Norton with a golden shower. There we go. Once again, Gilmore still getting better at his gimmick, which is positive. Once again, I want to have a look at the dirt sheet. So yeah, still being rusty. But didn't get pinned for stamina in this one. Which is, it's interesting because he got pinged for stamina in a 12-minute match. I guess maybe a 20-minute slow-built match has a lot less. It's also a tag team match, but a lot less required stamina would probably be the way of saying it. Anyway, not a great match, but still going to be, yeah, it's still a decent show. We get a 56. Unfortunately, does not increase our popularity in Ontario. So this is what we're going to kind of run into now. The shows need to be good enough to actually propel us above our current popularity. So, this show's only a 56 and our popularity is 52. That's only a 4-point gap, and I think it needs to be a little bit higher. I think it needs to be like 6 or above 6 points difference between your popularity. I might be mistaken on that, but I think that's kind of what I've seen or at least experienced myself. Anyway, let's go Rock and Ryan Turner. Let's go for Goldstein again. And let's go for Bowden. Does Americana have issues? He might have issues. Let's just go for Americana. Okay. So pleased, and seemed pleased as well. Alright, I think what we want to do, I think I do want to bring in Zeus Maximilian. I'm just kind of worried if we're going to run into the same sort of issue that we've got with Gilmore at the moment. Is he going to be ring rust? Like, is that going to be prevalent for him? Anyway, we got 102,000 viewers there for that show. Yeah, let's take a look at a few things. Let's have a look at the size. Obviously, we're up to 30, so we're only 5 points away now in those two regions. But like I said, we are 7 points away in Ontario. But the finances are looking really good. We've only had 2 shows, and we're already up to 135,000 profit. So we're definitely going to exceed, I would say, 200,000 for this month. So that's pretty crazy. One thing I do want to do, I mean, she's a manager. I don't want to see her being a manager, so I might just take that off and save that for now, because I just don't want it to be here. Alright, so who's still got issues? I mean, we only have a few issues. I mean, if we got rid of this guy, that'd be one less as well. I think I'm going to get rid of him. It kind of sucks, but at this point, yeah, I mean, Charlie Corder's going to be happy. We'll get rid of him. I mean, he's injured. He's just not going to do anything, at least for the next 2 months. But I mean, with him gone, we could, like I said, we could bring in Zeus. Where is he? There he is. Do we bring him in? He's losing about a point of stamina every 2 months, it seems. Lost a little bit of basics there as well. I mean, he's losing a little bit of in-ring stuff as well. Lost some brawling there. That could be because he's been released. The only thing is, he's going to be really expensive. 1,400 per show. How much are we paying in Gilmore? me go back for a second. How much is Gilmore on? He is on... yeah, okay, so it'll probably be cheaper. We can probably get Zeus a bit cheaper there. And of course, Zeus is also Canadian. And, yeah. He used to work for Canadian Golden Combat. And then I think he was signed by US Pro as well. Let's go events and A shows. I want to try and get this a little bit lower as well. Just don't want to pay too much merchandise out. Let's try and get this under 1,000. Let's go 980. I mean, he's obviously not going to sign for anything like that. And I think with his contract, I actually do want to get him onto a pass the torch. So it's going to be a little bit more expensive. But at the same time, I kind of just want him to, you know, take some losses for our younger workers, like James Diaz, guys like that, Gonzalez. And it's 1,350. That's expensive, man. That is really expensive. And he's going to want 30% of the merchandise as well. Okay, we've got the money, so it's not a big risk, but I just don't like, I don't know, local to globals, you just don't like spending that much money. Another thing we could think about doing is bringing in our title. So the world title is currently at 43 prestige there. The CWC world title. But we can, where are we? Investments. We can purchase the Cgc, where is it? Top here. Can purchase the Cgc Canadian Championship. It has 49 prestige though. That's it's the only thing that I don't like is the fact that that's higher prestige than our world title. Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's like a weird thing in my head that I just don't want it there, especially if it's going to be like a mid-card belt. Something going to cost us 10k. I think we'll wait. We'll wait a while. I just want to get that prestige at least to the same level. If they were both 49, I would kind of feel okay, like it's fine to bring it in. But you know, we are going to need a mid-card belt very soon. Anyway, it's something to think about, I guess. It's just that prestige that's really holding me back because obviously I used the Cgc Canadian belt and we've actually just put the plates for CWC onto it. A bit of a nod to the former company. Come on, Zelquin. Why is he asking for pay rise requests, man? I really don't like that. He just doesn't deserve it at all. I mean, if I don't give it to him, I may as well just get rid of him as well, to be honest. He's got morale issues. He always seems to have morale issues, and it's frustrating. Like, I'll pretty much leave him off one show, and then he's got morale issues with me, so I just kind of don't want a person like that, you know, that on our roster, because once we go to medium and we have a TV show, chances are there's going to be guys like him that are probably going to be missing out on TV time. And potentially on the pay-per-views as well. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting either way. I think the step up to medium, it's going to be make or break for the series, I would say. I don't think there's a lot of other good options out there for talent. A lot of the best talent has already been picked up by some of those other medium companies, and they're already on exclusive written contracts. And now we got a pay rise request from Americana. So he's no longer going to be $30 per show. He's wanting $140. Pretty similar fashion to the former. Oh, okay, perfect. We've also now lost Malik Chamberlain. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the example right here. Malik Chamberlain offered an exclusive handshake. Oh, exclusive handshake? Really? I thought it was exclusive written, but it's only exclusive handshake. What? That's such a strange contract to give out. Why? It's not even a written deal, so I can just offer him. Yeah, I essentially could just offer him another contract down the line for an exclusive written contract. That's a strange one. I don't understand that. Anyway, merchandise upgrade, so that's perfect. Let's start on the next level as well. And we are going to go rapid. This one's going to be a lot longer though. So I'm only going to get 4% of progress every week. That's, I mean, do some maths in my head. It's going to be like 20 something, 24 weeks. Yeah, 23. Something like that. Yeah. I would say it's about 23 weeks. Anyway, what is normal? 2%. Yeah, we'll go 4%. I would prefer it to go up there faster. So let's start that. Try and get up to level 5. Which I think it'll be a decent level to get up to. Alright, anything else I need to go over? Not really. Let's just advance the next 3 days. Hopefully Zeus's contract will come in, because we're actually going to need him now, which is surprising. Kind of a little bit happy that Malik Chamberlain's left as well, though. Although Deanna Desire now doesn't have a client to actually manage. And she was the whole reason why we brought him in. Anyway, Zeus Maximilian, welcome to the coalition, mate. Welcome to the company. I think he and Angry Gilmore are going to have some good matches. That's a decent rivalry that we can put together. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of penalties for their age, and probably both of them are going to have ring rust. Obviously, Gilmore has it, and I'm assuming Zeus is going to have it as well, because he's also very old. Either way, they'll still be okay. We'll probably test them out in a main event together. But I think Gilmore is going to have the big title match at the end of month pay-per-view against our boy Davis, Wayne Newton. And that should be a good match. Anyway, maybe Gilmore and Zeus could even be tag team partners for a little bit. Now we've got an incident here for Brett Kyle. But it's a happy one. Yeah, brightening the backstage area. There we go, perfect. Alright, so at least we have one less negative relationship now that we got rid of the Japanese wrestler there. Let's go for Taylor, and let's go for Leo Caddy. Come on. Oh, still no effect. Alright, still expecting 4,200 fans. Of course, we didn't actually go up in popularity, so that would be the reason why. What do we want to do for this main event? That's an interesting question. Now, we do have Chamberlain, so I think we want to maybe job Chamberlain out before he leaves. Yeah. So what I think we want to do is have Chamberlain in the main event. And who do we want to bring up in his place, in his stead? I would go for Diaz, but I'm a little bit worried about losing Diaz at the moment. And we are getting very close to medium. And if I lose Diaz before medium, I tell you, I'm not going to be very happy. Maybe Goldstein. He kind of needs some more victories. Let's go Goldstein. He's not going to be here for the next show, so let's use him in this main event. Yeah, we can't call it because of Chamberlain, so at least that's one positive by losing him. Up next. What do we want to do? I think we want to save the tag team title match for the actual main event. For the main event, for the big end of month pay-per-view. Let's have Feel Good Inc. maybe face Los Hermanos 2. Did we already do that this episode? I feel like we did. True Test. No, we haven't. We haven't done it in a long time, to be fair. So let's do that. Should be a good match either way. Let's give the win to Zippy as well, because he wasn't used on that last show. And this is basically just going to piss off Gonzalez just that little bit more. Alright, we'll go singles match. Probably just Angry Gilmore again. And he can take on... I don't know who I wanted to face. Maybe Robin Newman. Robin has pretty good safety. Yeah, 81, so he's probably not going to botch. It's kind of another thing we have to be a little bit worried about with Gilmore. Let's give it 10 minutes as well. Hopefully he'll be able to go for 10. Okay, that should be good. Hopefully his stamina is going to hold up for that match. Up next, let's go with... who do I want to go with? Let's go with Young and Wasted, and they can take on Doomsday Generation. Again, unfortunately, it's just going to be another loss for our boys, but let's give Brett Kyle the victory for this one. He made the locker room happy, so he made me happy. There we go. Going to pick up the pinfall victory. Storytelling match. There we go. And then finally, we'll go one more match. Do you want to give Zeus his debut? I think we'll save it. We'll save it for the pay-per-view. The big pay-per-view. So with that said, let's go with Gonzalez, and I think Gonzalez can take on Americana. That should be a good match. And Gonzalez going to pick up the win. Needs a bit of momentum after that last show where he did lose. Alright, so there's our 5 matches. Let's do some angles. So let's go for Gabriella and Marco. This time we will script her. And we'll advance the Brothers for Life storyline there. Of course, this was originally going to be the storyline we ran with. And of course, we kind of changed it. And I kind of decided to scrap it because we did have a Sono in his place, didn't we? Where is that? How far back was it? I guess it was... there. Yeah, we did have a Sono getting involved. I thought a Sono versed it, he versed someone. I guess not, so I guess we didn't really scrap any plans there. But there we go. So that was originally going to be our plans of who's going to take each other on. I was going to have Americana take on Gonzalez. So I guess in a weird way, we are still kind of doing that match. Anyway, up next, we want an angle for Gilmore. He is very, very good. I've also noticed that we haven't used Davis on this show, which could be a bit of a problem because we haven't used him. Don't really want to use him if he's not going to be in a match because that kind of it almost defeats the purpose. Like it's very wasteful of like $1,000 for no reason. I guess we won't use him. It's going to be on the pay-per-view, on the main show, the main pay-per-view. Up next, we'll go for Goldstein. I feel like this show is very basic, but... Actually, I kind of want that angle to be by Robinson. And then we'll make this match. Yeah, that match can go to Art Reed. There we go. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe go Feel Good Inc. for an angle as well. Yeah, why not? Let's give them one. They are going to become the #1 contenders here as well. So Gary Walker, Zippy Deverell. We've got 3 Z wrestling names in our roster at the moment. It's very funny. because you wouldn't really expect it. All the more reason to get rid of Zelquin there, I think. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Should we get rid of Zelquin or not? I really don't like him, so for me, it would be a yes. Anyway, let's run the show. Alright, so we start off with a 43, so that's a much better angle as opposed to the 35 that Gabriella and Marco got last time. So happy for that, and of course Gabriella just putting over the fact that Gonzalez is going to bounce back after his setback from last week. And he does just that, getting a 50 rated match where we have Marco Gonzalez defeating Americana in 11:51 by submission with a Latino crab. Yeah, really good match. Really good match there from Gonzalez. I think he's definitely one of our future stars in the company. We then go straight into a 51 rated tag team match where we have Young and Wasted defeating Doomsday Generation in 11:46. And we had Brett Kyle pin Wicked Lester with a shooting star press. And another good match. Cinna being the weak link there. Wow. So we go into an 85 rated angle here from Angry Gilmore. I had a feeling that he was going to do some big things here, and he really is. I just wish that his matches were not rusty, because I think he would be doing what I thought he was going to do in the matches. This is what I thought he would do on the mic, which is expected. But I just wish that his matches were just that little bit better. Anyway, we go into a 50 rated match from him where we have Angry Gilmore defeating Robin Newman in 10 minutes and 2 seconds by pinfall with an anger management. Let's have a look. Is it still there? It's still there for being rusty and, of course, declining physical ability. But luckily, there was no stamina penalty there again. So he can't go in 12-minute matches, but he can go in 10. And I think he can go in 20-minute... Like, we know he can go in 20-minute tag team matches with a slow build. So, okay, we've kind of worked out his best match times. I'm kind of worried about the 20-minute singles match. You know, he's going to be having against Davis on the next show. But I guess we'll find out. Anyway, we then move into a 75 rated angle from Feel Good Inc. Very good stuff. But that's, like I said, I say it every time they have an angle. Very much just expected for them to get a decent rating now. And we go into essentially their number one contenders match, getting a 51 rating here as well. And we had Feel Good Inc. defeating Los Hermanos 2. Of course, not the current tag team champions, but at least one half is there in 11:50 when we had Zippy Deverell pin Louise Frost with a lip service. And yeah, Gary Walker head and shoulders above everybody else. Yeah, with a solid 55 in-ring performance there. Alright, we then go into a 67 rated angle from Aussie Goldstein. This wasn't scripted, but he didn't actually perform very well without a script anyway. So, might have to think about scripting all of his angles from now on. That might be what we do. Anyway, going into the main event, which does a good enough job. It really does. We get a 68 rated main event that should be good enough to get us a popularity increase in Ontario. And we have Aussie Goldstein defeating Malik Chamberlain in 20 minutes and 5 seconds by pinfall with a golden shower. And of course, Goldstein doing really well. Good victory. Let's finish the show. And somehow, I mean, the 85 is probably the catalyst for this, but I think that might be our best ever show rating. We get a 68 overall there for True Test. And as you can see, it does increase our popularity there in Ontario. So that's perfect. Let's do some more praising. Who do I need to praise? That is the question. I want to praise Gilmore. Just because. Who else, though? I mean, no one else, I think, even has morale issues here. Oh, Goldstein definitely does. Goldstein. Oh, I'm trying to think. You guys might be screaming at me here, but no one's actually standing out. We really didn't have that many to begin with. I'm just going to go for Lester. I really like Lester for some reason. He's always just done well since we brought him in, so there we go. I mean, Dwayne Fry, I would love to get him as our announcer once we go up to medium. 92 announcing there. Going to be very hard to get him away from SWF. Very expensive as well. Either way, we've I'm gonna do one more show for this episode. Hopefully you guys are enjoying so far. So Sandman Winks being offered a contract by L Ring. I mean, he's probably one of the last sort of decent wrestlers that's available. You know, with a lot of potential that's already sort of ready-made. Anyway, we get 116,000 viewers there. Definitely up. What I would like to do is kind of have a look at our history, our show history. How do I find that? Probably have to work it out and show you guys next episode. I guess it would be maybe companies and then go to our company. Yeah, maybe. Let's have a quick look anyway. Show history, top 100s. There we go. That indeed was our best ever show. True test. And like I said, the 67. I was correct on that as well. We did have one other 67, and that was Spring Stampede. So we just had our best ever show. And I would kind of like to say that Gilmore's angle was, I guess, the thing that got us over the edge there and kind of put us into our best ever show. Yeah, I think it definitely was. Anyway, what are we doing? What am I thinking of? Yeah, size. There we're up to 53. We are 6 points. 6 points away from medium. Because, I mean, if we're guaranteed to get 6 points in Ontario, 6 increases in popularity there, we're definitely guaranteed to get another 5 in those two regions. So, yeah. All we've got to do is 6 more points in Ontario, and we will be a medium-sized company. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really I knew the day would come, but I didn't think it would be, you know, around the mid-20s for our episodes. I kind of figured that it would be probably around episode 40. So the progress has been pretty incredible. It really has. And I just want to say thank you guys for all your support. I really do appreciate it. Every video, you know, the views just keep going up. It's a weird thing. Every other day when I upload one of these, and I check it the next day, and essentially what happens is on the main YouTube page, on your channel page, you have it's like a little box that compares your last 10 videos, and every day, you know, every day after an upload, that video is number 1. So it's essentially every day we're beating our last record in terms of views, and that's it's a great feeling for me. I really do appreciate your support, guys, and of course all the likes on the videos as well. Every time I see the likes, I don't know. It's just it's a weird thing because, you know, other games don't bring the type of support that the TEW community does. So yeah, thank you guys. Anyway, let's get into this last show. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big one. Got our world title match between Angry Gilmore and our current champion, Davis Wayne Newton. And then, of course, we have our tag team title match as well between Feel Good Inc. and, of course, Los Hermanos 3. I mean, there could be some upsets. I mean, Gilmore could win the world title within about the space of a month being in the company. Anyway, there's for sure going to be some drama as we see Dylan drama here. I've never really seen him. I guess he's in Europe, so that's interesting. Or maybe England. I don't know. He is English. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this next show here. Now, of course, our last show of the episode. It's going to be a good one. It's definitely going to be a good one. Alrighty. So, yeah, I mean, Sandman Wink's being signed. That's fine. Has nothing to do with us. But let's get into it. Let us get into it. I think we will book the main event first. Alright, so we're on Wrestle World. Again, we're just going to do some more meddling. I think we'll go for Cinna and Ray again. Positive. Come on, man. I hate having those type of tensions between people. Anyway, where are we? We're in the Waterloo University Arena, which is 5,000 capacity. I think I want to go to maybe like, I guess let's go to Toronto. Toronto kind of makes the most sense. Purely for the fact that it's the big sort of pay-per-view, end of month pay-per-view. So running it in the main city of Toronto would kind of make the most sense, I guess, as opposed to any of the other regions that we run in. Okay, so main event. Angry Gilmore, Davis Wayne Newton. Let me book this one relatively silently because I don't want to give too many spoilers away. But, you know, there's going to be some interesting stuff happening here. And, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. So let me just get this all booked out properly. Hopefully it's going to work as I would like it to. But there we go. So there is our main event. Hopefully, if you weren't really watching what was going on then, hopefully there'll be a bit of a nice surprise there for you. All right, the next one we've got Los Hermanos taking on Feel Good Inc. Do I want to give this 20 minutes? Do they deserve 20 minutes? I feel like they kind of do. They kind of deserve 20 minutes, but there's not a lot of psychology going on in this match, so I think we'll keep it at 12. The Coalition Tag Team titles on the line. And it's going to be another good match, I think. A really good match there. And, I don't know. I'm kind of just happy for the outcome of that match there. Next match, I want to actually give Zeus Maximilian his debut. And I think I want to have him maybe take on Americana. I think that'd be a really solid... I mean, maybe they could go for 20 minutes together. So what's his stamina? So 64. Zeus is 63. They should be able to go for 12 minutes, surely. And Zeusy boy, gonna pick up a win on debut. But it is going to be a tainted victory. He's going to cheat to win. That's going to be his whole, I guess his whole storyline, his whole gimmick coming into the company here. Next match, we're going to go for Not a Team, and they're going to take on Young and Wasted. Really interesting match here. Essentially going to be a #1 contenders match for the tag team titles. And it is indeed going to be Young and Wasted picking up the victory. Unfortunately, Jack Pride taking a bit of a knock there. A bit of a knock, but can't really have our boy Diaz, you know, taking the pinfall there. Doesn't really make too much sense, as he is by far the most talented and the most popular in that tag team match. And then finally, let's job Chamberlain out once again. Don't know who can actually beat him. There's kind of no one left that has any decent popularity. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Maybe we go for Stan Manor? I mean, Stan's kind of got the most popularity. I don't want to go with Sono. Let's go with Sono. Let's just go for it. We're going big. We are going big for this show. And that's a big victory for a Sono. Massive victory. Actually, you know what? Oh, do I want to do that? That could be an interesting storyline going forward. Let's do it. Let's do it. That's going to be the end of the match, I guess. Yeah, so he's going to be furious, but we don't really care because he's going to be leaving. So there we go. That's a good show, man. That is a really, really good show. So I think for the main event, we're going to go for Gilmore. Angry Gilmore by himself. I don't think we need to give Davis an angle to the for this main event. We're then going to give an angle to Feel Good Inc. I mean, we pretty much have to give them an angle at this point. It's almost like a guaranteed 70 plus rated angle every time they're on a show. So we'll put that before our tag team title match there as well. We got Zeusy Boy making his debut, so we'll go Zeus. I guess he can. I guess Americana can be in the angle as well. Maybe off screen. Actually, I guess no, on screen, because he would. Let's say Zeus comes out, the crowd goes absolutely wild, and he issues, I guess, an open challenge. Let me write that in. I kind of just want to write that in. Apologies for the typing. And yeah, Americana answers. That seems pretty good. I want to keep that for you. So one of these matches needs to be for Art Reed. That one's fine. I mean, yeah, there we go. Not a team. I don't think they did an angle. Let's go for Malik Chamberlain and Deanna Desire. Okay, that looks pretty good. Needs to be for Art Reed as well. There we go. Alright, so here we go. Night of Combat 2022. It's a good show. Hopefully this beats our 68 rated show. I think it might. I think it might do it. Anyway, we start off with a 43 rated angle where we have Deanna Desire and of course her client Malik Chamberlain. She cuts a promo, puts Malik over, and says that he is going to collect some proper pay-per-view money here with a big win against Yuta Osono. The match does really well, and they have great chemistry together. We get a 60 rated opening match where we have Yuta Osono defeating Malik Chamberlain in 12:29 by pinfall with an Osono face melter. And during the match, we also had Deanna Desire distract Malik Chamberlain. She has turned on her client, and it looks like she's linking up with Yuta Osono. So there we go. 60 rated match though. That is incredible for a 12-minute match. And like I said, they have great chemistry, so that's kind of what helped the match a little bit there, but even still, really impressive stuff there. Anyway, moving into our next match, which actually beats the last one, getting a 61 rating. Very unexpected. And we have Young and Wasted defeating Not a Team in 12:19 when Taylor Norton in primetime Jack Pride with a tumbleweed splash. And yeah, it's essentially a number one contenders match. So Young and Wasted are going to be our new number one contenders. Yeah, that's a really good match. This has to be our best ever show. It literally has to be. All right, we then go into a 62 rated angle from Zeus Maximilian, and he issues an open challenge. And of course, Americana, the other stalwart veteran in our locker room, answers the call, comes out, and yeah, suntan Superman gimmick for Zeus gets an initial rating of very good. So that's a gimmick. That is a gimmick for sure. Unfortunately, no pros and cons to that one, so yeah, it is what it is. It's fine. But it's a decent... I mean, it was rated only on his entertainment ability. So 62 is pretty good for a start anyway. The match isn't too great, but it's still pretty good. We get a 52. Zeus Maximilian defeating Americana in 12:07 by submission with an Olympian clutch after blatantly cheating. It's a 53 in ring there. But as you can see, Zeus was off his game. And yeah, so was Americana. So both of them off their games, which is... you wouldn't expect. Yeah, and he's also rusty. Damn it, man. What is this rusty nonsense? How long has he been out? He's only been out for like a few months, I would say. If that. Anyway. He got dinged for stamina as well. They both did. They both got dinged. And low morale. So I guess Americana has morale issues. And yeah, both declining physical ability as well. So all round, quite a few penalties there. Inconsistency as well. That seems like a bit of a weird one. I guess that's their off their game. That was the inconsistency there. Anyway, we then move into a 62. Come on, boys. You can do better than that. Yeah, Feel Good Inc. with a 62 rated angle. Unfortunately, Gary Walker struggled without a script to follow, so that's why it's not a 70, but it's still pretty good. A 62, that's a lot higher than a lot of our roster can do, so pretty impressed with that. And that's a pretty decent tag team match as well. We get a 55 rated tag team title match, and we have Feel Good Inc. defeating Los Hermanos 3 in 12:18 when Gary Walker pinned Ray Cavallaro with a lip service, and Feel Good Inc. win the CWC Coalition Tag Team titles. They've finally done it, the boys. Of course, Gary wanted to win the world title, but it wasn't his time. He couldn't get the job done. And of course, Zippy, he cut a pretty passionate promo to his friend there. A couple of months ago, actually, 3 months ago, I think it was. And they both got back on the same page, and now they find themselves as the Coalition Tag Team Champions. You gotta guess that Marco's going to be pretty pissed off. Okay, we then go into an 85 rated angle again from Angry Gilmore. I mean, he's incredible. I just wish he would get rid of that rustiness. If he got rid of the ring rust, he would be just that little bit better. Just that little bit better. Anyway, 85 says he's going to win the world title here tonight. And he's got a pretty good opportunity to do it. He's facing Davis Wayne Newton, probably the most winning wrestler on our roster, I would say. Maybe behind Goldstein. I don't know. He can probably go either way. Anyway, the main event does really, really well. We get a 71 rating for our main event here. And we have Davis Wayne Newton defeating Angry Gilmore in 1939 by submission with an STF. During the match, we also had Zeus Maximilian run in and attack Gilmore. Davis Wayne Newton makes defense number 6 of the CWC World title. So yeah, Zeus coming in, costing Angry Gilmore a championship match. Ooh, there's definitely going to be some fallout from that. Let's have a look at the dirt sheet. It's gone. It's gone. That's why it was so good. That's why this match was a lot better than I thought it would be. Yes. He was penalized for stamina again. So that's really bad. But that's fine. We'll try 16. I think 16 minutes by himself will be okay with a slow build. But yeah, the ring rust is gone. And for good reason. It's a solid match. That's a really good match. I know he got carried. He still only got a 57 in ring, but at least he can hang in there with Davis, which is that's the main thing. Anyway, 71. And our overall show rating, definitely above and beyond our best ever show. We get a 71 rated pay-per-view for Night of Combat, beating our second best by 3 points. Our second best ever show is a 68, which also happened this episode, so that's pretty crazy. Anyway, Americana's got issues. Who else? I don't know, but I want to praise Gilmore. Gotta praise Gilmore. So happy he's gotten over his issues. Don't really know about anyone else, to be honest, here as well. I didn't really book this show with the premise of trying to fix any morale issues. I'm just going to go for Davis. He definitely deserves it, you know. I mean, his 81 in-ring performance there. Essentially the catalyst behind us actually getting a 71 rated show. And of course, I mean, Gilmore's angles as well are just incredible. That was some pay-per-view. That really was some pay-per-view. And we've got 125,000 viewers on that as well. That is massive. Okay, let's advance one day. And we'll have a look at our popularity. And of course, we'll also have a look at our finances. Quite a long episode. It's going to go for about an hour and a half. But I have definitely enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys have as well. If you haven't already, make sure you smash a like on the video for that 71. Our highest ever rated show. And of course, the title of this episode was going to be essentially our highest ever rated show. It was going to have something to do with that anyway for the 68. But yeah, now it's even better than that. So perfect. And we actually made $215,000 profit for the month of October. Absolutely insane. Insane. That's an extra 34,000 from the month previous. And we're up to 54 popularity in Ontario. We are 2 episodes away, I think. 2 episodes away from medium size. And we're up to 31 in Quebec and Manitoba. It's coming fast. It is coming thick and fast. Episode 25. And I think we should be medium size. That's gonna be some episode, that one. Anyway. That's gonna be it for the episode, guys. It's been quite an episode. That's for sure. Anyway. New champions, new tag team champions there. Feel Good Inc. as our tag champs. And Davis. Surprised I didn't go up in prestige with that good match. But there we go. Still champ. 6 title defenses for Davis, Wayne, Newton there as well. Incredible stuff. And yeah, very happy with the series. Hope you guys are enjoying it as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on the notification bell, as always. Still only about 9.1% of you with the bell turned on. Would really appreciate that. And of course, it just helps you out as well. It helps you out as well. Anyways, apart from that, guys, as always, take it easy and goodbye.